9 experienced hikers, all seasoned athletes and friends from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, were found dead in the Ural Mountains on February 26, 1959, with internal injuries that defied explanation, including one hiker who was missing her tongue. But here's where it gets dark. The investigation into their deaths would uncover a web of bizarre and unexplained circumstances that would leave even the most seasoned true crime experts stunned. The group, led by Igor Dyatlov, had embarked on a hiking trip to reach the summit of Mount Atorton, a challenging but non-technical ascent. On January 27, 1959, they were all experienced hikers, with some having participated in numerous expeditions before, and were well equipped for the harsh winter conditions of the Ural Mountains. As the group failed to return on the scheduled date of February 12, their families and friends began to worry, and a search party was dispatched to look for them. The search party found the group's tent, which had been ripped open from the inside, with signs of a hasty departure, including abandoned shoes, clothes, and gear. The tent was located on the slope of Kholat Syakhl, a mountain about 6 miles from their intended destination, and the scene suggested that something had terrified the hikers, causing them to flee in a state of panic. Nobody talks about this part, but the search party also found a series of strange footprints, including one set that seemed to belong to a person with a very unusual gait, as if they were walking on their toes. And this is where everything fell apart, the search party's discovery of the first 2 bodies, Georgy Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko, who were found near a tree, with no external injuries, but severe internal damage, including broken ribs and fractured skulls. The investigation into the hikers' deaths was led by the local prosecutor, Lev Ivanov, who would later become obsessed with the case, and would spend years trying to unravel the mystery. As the bodies were recovered and autopsies were performed, the true extent of the horror became clear. The hikers had died from a combination of internal injuries, hypothermia, and other unexplained causes, including one hiker who had a severe burn on her hand. Despite there being no signs of fire in the area, the autopsies revealed that some of the hikers had high levels of radiation in their clothing, which added to the mystery and raised questions about the possible involvement of the Soviet military in the incident. But here's where it gets even darker. The investigation would also uncover evidence of a possible military cover-up, including reports of strange lights and sounds in the area, which some believed were related to secret military experiments. The hikers' cameras and film were also recovered, and the developed photos showed a group of happy, carefree friends, enjoying their hiking trip, but with some strange and unexplained images, including one photo that appeared to show a strange, glowing light in the sky. As the investigation continued, the prosecutor, Lev Ivanov, became increasingly convinced that the hikers had stumbled upon something they were not supposed to see, and that their deaths were not an accident, but a deliberate act of murder. The case would become one of the most infamous unsolved mysteries in Soviet history, and would remain a topic of speculation and debate for decades to come. And this is where everything gets really weird. The investigation would also uncover evidence of strange creatures and animals in the area, including reports of Yeti sightings, which some believed were connected to the hikers' deaths. The case would also attract the attention of numerous conspiracy theorists, who would propose a range of explanations, including alien encounters, military experiments, and even a possible connection to the supernatural. Nobody talks about this part, but the hikers' families would also report strange occurrences and dreams, including one family member who claimed to have received a mysterious phone call, with no one on the other end, just a strange, unsettling silence. The Dyatlov Pass incident would remain an unsolved mystery, a true crime that would continue to fascinate and terrify people for generations to come. The case would be the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries, and would become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring countless theories and speculations. But here's where it gets really disturbing. The case would also have a profound impact on the families of the hikers, Who would be left to pick up the pieces and try to make sense of the senseless tragedy? The hikers' deaths would be a reminder of the power of nature and the dangers of venturing into the unknown, and would serve as a warning to anyone who would dare to follow in their footsteps. And this is where everything comes to a head. The Dyatlov Pass incident would remain one of the most bizarre and unexplained events in history. A hiking tragedy that would continue to haunt and fascinate us to this day. A true crime that would never be solved, but would always be remembered. The aftermath of the incident would be marked by a sense of shock and trauma, as the families and friends of the hikers struggled to come to terms with what had happened. The Soviet authorities would be criticized for their handling of the investigation, and for the lack of transparency and accountability. The case would also raise questions about the safety of hiking and adventure tourism, and would highlight the importance of proper planning and preparation. The Dyatlov Pass incident would become a cautionary tale, a reminder of the risks and dangers of exploring the wilderness, and the importance of respecting the power of nature. And this is where the story takes a final, dark turn. The incident would also have a profound impact on the local community, who would be left to live with the memory of the tragedy, and the fear of what might happen if someone else were to venture into the same area. The Dyatlov Pass incident would remain a dark and sinister presence, a reminder of the horrors that can occur when humans venture into the unknown. The case would be a true crime, a mystery that would never be fully solved, but would always be remembered. And this is where the story ends. But the mystery lives on. The Dyatlov Pass incident would be a haunting reminder of the dangers of adventure and the power of the unknown. Subscribe for more stories like this, and join us next time as we explore another dark and sinister tale from the world of true crime and unsolved mysteries.